Suspected serial killer linked to rail yard murders across the country is now behind bars in Henrico. Police say a traveling homeless man known as Crazy Mike beat a man to death in a homeless camp just north of Richmond back in 2006. Our Mark Holmberg has the story.
So it was a wild murder mystery that started right here in this ravine 9 years ago, where a homeless man was found dead, right next to a notorious hobo camp. You can hear the whistling of the trains and the switching of the cars right there at the Aka Yard.
It's all been cleaned up now, but at the time this was a hobo camp. It had everything from lumber, tarps, you name it. An old Volkswagen bus was used as a shelter.
It was June of 2006 when the body of 47-year-old Bobby Cesaro was found at the camp.
He was found in the ravine, slightly covered. It appeared there for about a week or so before being discovered.
Talked with the other hobos, but they couldn't come up with a suspect. There was a sign there, however.
It was a big piece of plywood, an indication of a railroad. Crazy Mike was here.
The case grew cold. Bobby, the lone drifter in a strong military family with roots here in the Richmond area, had been on the roam since he had dropped out of the 6th grade. He wound up in Alaska, where a family helped him find a clean life, his brother said.
Alaska, I heard he was working crab boats.
Investigators thought there might be a connection when another rail rider, Robert Dyke, known as Yard Sale, was found beaten to death in the same camp in November of 2010. But Yard Sale's murder was pinned on 2 other drifters.
Right. 2 different murders, 2 different suspects.
The real break came when this man, Michael Elijah Adams, was convicted for another rail camp killing in California. He told investigators he was a freight rider enforcer and had killed a dozen or so tramps in his travels, including a homeless woman in El Paso, Texas.
He confessed to riding the rails, stopping here in Richmond for a period of time in which he killed Bobby.
I called Mama this morning. She's glad but upset really bad. She wants to go there to the trial, but we're not going to let her.
Why?
It'll just upset her too much.
Crazy Mike may not be all that crazy. He's been asking to come to Virginia because he'll avoid the death penalty with his deal here. He might not be so lucky in Texas. In Richmond, Mark Holmberg, CBS 6 News.